the New York Times is attacking us for Chilla. That's our most popular kids show. My little boy, sometimes he goes to bed at night and says, "Hey, Dad, can I bring Chilla?" And he's got a little stuffed animal. He loves Chilla. The fantasy of the fun TV dad in the children's series Bluey and its conservative knockoff, Chilla. That's how they describe it. They say we're knocking off. Because we have a basic children's show that's normal, that was like every children's show until 20 years ago. They say, it's a knockoff. Boundlessly attentive fathers step in to assuage parental anxieties. So the New York Times is attacking not just Chilla, but also this show Bluey, which I've never seen, but I guess it's a similar type of show. It's just a show that would have been normal kids content, like all kids content 20, 30, 40 years ago. So they hate it. This is the New York Times on Chilla. They say, I don't know how he keeps house. This is the doggy daddy. I don't know how he keeps house, works as an archaeologist, and serves as a full-time prop artist to his daughters. But he does it all while only feigning complaint. He's not only a good father, he is a fantasy. One crafted to appeal to adults as much as to children. I feel very bad for this critic here for the New York Times, Amanda Hess, because the reason I mention the article is not just because they're going after Chilla or not because of Bluey, which I don't know anything about. This woman can't even imagine a good father being real. The New York Times, the libs, they can't even imagine the possibility of a guy being a good father. Part of this, I'm not getting into any psychobabble with the author or even the New York Times editors, but part of this I find is that all liberalism ultimately comes down to, screw you, Dad, 100% of the time. 100% of the time. It's not even a personal insight. I discovered that. I heard it from a buddy of mine, Greg, years ago. He used saltier language. And I laughed and I thought, wow, you're so right. Every lib I know, to some degree, hates his dad. Everyone, I don't know. It's weird, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And even if not your earthly father, I think it's 100% of the time, even with their earthly fathers, certainly with their heavenly fathers, they've got some gripe against God the Father, the cosmos, the way that the cosmos was created and how everything works here. But also it just very basically, they just hate their dads. They all have daddy issues. And it's very sad to me that in the year of our Lord, 2023, the libs, it's not even that they say, I had a bad father and I should have had a good father, or it's not even just that they're saying, well, fatherhood needs to be tweaked a little bit, or there's some issues with the way fathers are expected to be. They can't even fathom a meticulous, attentive, responsible, fun, loving father. They can't. They say it's just a total fantasy. They go on. As I watch the show over my 3-year-old son's shoulder, I wonder what Bandit says about the latent desires of the parents queuing up the show. More than 100 episodes are streaming on Disney+, with more arriving in January. After all, when I turn on Bluey, I'm being very un-Bandit. I am not engaged in focused play that follows my children's imagination where it leads. I'm cleaning. My son is staring at a screen. So the guilt that this person is feeling for allowing their children to watch TV a lot is leading them to attack the show. So it's unrealistic that parents would actually take care of their kids. Parents do it. I'm not knocking screen time too. I think everybody does a little bit of screen time every now and again. But believe it or not, there was a time when parents did spend much more time with their kids. It was a lot easier when women didn't have to work. Now women do have to work. It's not that women get to work now. Women have to work in most economic circumstances. Liberalism presents that as a choice, an act of empowerment. It's not a choice for most people. It's a requirement of our current political economy that was very intentionally structured that way. And so women, they have this illusion of choice, but they don't really have a choice. They're forced to go out and work for some random guy who owns the widget factory, and they have to labor in the widget factory so that they can make enough money to bring home so that their husband can pay some other woman to raise their kids. And when they don't pay some other woman to raise their kids and they don't send them to daycare, state-funded or private, they stick them in front of a TV and they have the TV raise their kids. And they feel bad about that, naturally. And it's not even just a personal failing. It's a social failing. It's a political failing that we now have a political economy that almost forces you to do that. But that tension, that feeling of guilt is what is impelling, very clearly, she's explaining it here. It's impelling some of her anger, some of her dissatisfaction with the show. Right now, go to preborn.com/Knowles. This Christmas season is rapidly approaching. While you are writing out your Christmas list, remember that we are now in the season of giving. And if you are not sure what to give, I will tell you, give the gift of life through our partnership with Preborn. Preborn is an organization that has rescued over 270,000 babies from abortion by offering free ultrasounds to abortion-minded women. Once these women meet their babies for the first time, they hear that heartbeat, the baby's chance at life is doubled. It's very simple. Woman hears the ultrasound, twice as likely not to abort her child. For just $28, you can save a life by sponsoring a mother's ultrasound. Preborn also supports mothers by providing them with diapers, car seats, counseling, and more. Every day, Preborn's network of clinics rescues 200 babies as they compete head-to-head with the abortion giants. Now, through a match, your tax-deductible gift is doubled. Your donation offers double the blessings, and that is double the chance at life for a baby. Now is the time to put your year-end write-offs to work. Have your donation matched today by dialing pound 250, saying keyword baby. That is pound 250, keyword baby, or donate securely at preborn.com/Knowles. That is preborn.com/KNWLES. Right now, go to Genucel.com/Knowles. There's a lot to be stressed about during this Christmas season. Stress and lack of sleep can easily cause those pesky under-eye bags. The good news is you never have to worry about that again when you have Genucel skincare. From now until Christmas, Genucel's most popular package has a special discount just for our listeners at Genucel.com/Knowles, KNWLES. Treat yourself and your loved ones to the absolute best skincare in the world. Those troubling forehead wrinkles, fine lines, skin redness, even a sagging jawline will disappear right before your eyes with Genucel's most popular collection. Genucel promises immediate effects. You will see results in less than 12 hours guaranteed, or your money back. Genucel made Christmas come early this year. They sent down a ton of products for the whole office. Everyone is raving about the under-eye cream. This works wonders. Plus, included in every most popular package is your free hyaluronic acid serum for skin hydration and restoration. You deserve to look and feel good this Christmas season. You know I love this company. I love the founder, Coptic Christian from Egypt, left for the American dream, uses absolutely the best ingredients out there, an amazing discount on your first order because you're going to be a customer for a very long time. Go to Genucel.com/Knowles, KNWLES. Get this great Christmas discount. Every order instantly upgraded to express free shipping today. Genucel.com/Knowles. She goes on. It's typical in children's stories for parental figures to be obscured or even absent, especially the mothers. Disney movies I grew up on, Little Mermaid, Lion King, featured authoritarian fathers who, following the untimely deaths of their wives, ruled their children from a distance while outsourcing their childcare to a crab or a bird. I don't know that that's exactly how I would describe the Lion King. That seems a little off. But anyway, my son's favorite show is not Bluey, but Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, in which Mickey's parentage is irrelevant. He's a godlike figure who answers to no one. That is a fantasy for children, total parental obsolescence. Well, no, it's a fantasy for your children. That's the difference here. This New York Times writer, I don't know where this person lives. I guess New York, I should assume, but who knows? It's a big newspaper. She has inculcated certain values in her children. We all do, inevitably. That's what education is. That's what parenting is. And so what the liberals do is they inculcate liberal values. And the liberal value is one of not the unity of the generations, not of respecting one's elders and caring for one's young and recognizing an unbroken thread between the generations that gives us a respect and a reverence and a care for the traditions and the institutions that we've inherited and a desire, a charitable desire to pass those on to future generations. It gives one the desire to break free of all of that, to view the past as baggage, as a burden, as oppression, to view the future as something that does not deserve our care or our attention. It's not our responsibility to break free of all the bonds of politics, which is viewed as oppression, the bonds of family, also viewed as oppression, the bonds of morality, also, it's all viewed as oppression, even the bonds of biology now, in this case, where people are told to break free of their very bodies, so that if their body shows their identity to be one thing, they will break free of that. They'll say, damn my body, who cares? I'm going to be something totally different. That's a liberal view. The view that the little child, that the individual should be God, that's the liberal view. That's not good. Not the kind of thing you want to inculcate in your kid. But the New York Times writer, the New York Times editors can't imagine that in the conservative parts of the country, in the conservative households, that's not the child's fantasy. Because children's fantasies they don't just pop out of the air, okay? They develop as the children are educated. Children are sponges, and desire is mimetic. So the way that we human beings come to desire something is not just written into the code of our DNA necessarily, and it's not just because an object is intrinsically desirable. It's mimetic. We observe the desires of those around us, especially those closest to us and those we respect, like our parents, and we emulate those very desires. Clearest example of this is a Rolex watch. No one really desires a Rolex watch because they know all that much about horology. No one really desires a Rolex watch. Some people like the way it looks. Some people like the history of it. But the biggest driver for why people desire Rolex watches is because other people desire them. The reason that you covet your neighbor's wife is not because she's the hottest chick around. It's because she's your neighbor's wife. In fact, that's why coveting, that's why mimetic desire is included multiple times in the 10 Commandments, because that's so intrinsic to human nature and human desire. And so this woman seems completely unaware, oblivious, that she has cultivated certain desires in her kid, and that's the desire to be a god. That's the desire to be totally free of all bonds, free of parents. That's not the desire that conservatives cultivate in their kids. What conservatives cultivate in their kids is, I think, a much healthier desire, which is to love your family, love your community, respect your parents. Be happy when your dad stays home and plays around with you. She goes on. I wonder if one of the upsides of Bluey from a parent's perspective is that it works to absolve our guilt over screen time if we feel bad for ignoring or subduing our children. There we go. There's a little bit of self-awareness creeping in. Yeah. I wonder if. Bluey at least offers a simulation of boundless parental attention. Right. You're becoming self-aware, New York Times lady, and you're recognizing that that's a good thing to have your parents pay a lot of attention to you. And it would be nice if parents did that out of choice, or even were able to do that, and our political economy were not such that you had to go to the widget factory all day. Yeah, you're right. Why do you have that guilt? Because it's by enacting liberalism, you are denying things that we know naturally to be good. The moms in Bluey, this is the final paragraph I'll mention. It's a long article, it's worth reading. The moms in Bluey and Chilla, Chili and Chinny don't get the classic Disney movie treatment. They're allowed to live. They get to join in the fun too, though Chili is more level-headed than her husband and Chinny is stern. Both mothers are granted supporting roles in their children's imaginative worlds, though they are somewhat sidelined by their plots, often because of their work outside and within the home. In Chilla, this is the money line. In Chilla, Chinny is the one stuck holding the laundry basket. And that is why the New York Times ladies of the world, the liberals of the world, won't be able to resolve the tension they're feeling, because they're just like their little kids demanding to be gods. They're just like their little kids demanding to be totally free of all natural constraint and all natural inclinations. Because they resent that the woman might do the laundry and that the man might go to work outside of the home. Everybody works. They resent that. They resent that men and women are different. But someone's going to have to go work outside the home. So if you deny that men and women are different, then you're both going to go to work outside the home. And if you both go to work outside the home, then you're just not going to get to spend as much time with your kids. And that's a sad fact. These are the people who want this. The New York Times, these are the people who are driving this. There are so many people I know, I mean, I think most people I know, the woman works outside the home. Often not by choice. Those are the people that I feel the sorriest for here. Those are the true victims of all of this. Because we now have, and we've had it for almost 100 years now, a political economy that forces this situation and that makes it into an unimaginable fantasy that you would get to spend a lot of time with your parents, especially with your mother. Could you imagine? Can you imagine back in the old days, those old awful days when your mother was stuck holding the laundry basket and everyone was really happy? And that story is actually so attractive that two shows are about that, and they happen to be two of the most popular children's shows around. Man, what a great clip that was, huh? That was good. Now, hey, ring that bell. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.